Okay, hi. So it's pretty overcast outside right now, and I'm probably gonna spend the day crocheting and watching shows. Right now, my biggest hyperfixation is this show called The Way Home. It's on Netflix. It's a time traveling show. It's kind of similar to Outlander, but I think it's more PG from what I've seen. Because there's like maybe a little bit of violence in it, and that's it, I think. So, my little intro video that I just did, it I didn't use my mic, so it's got a little bit of background noise, but I hope it's okay because I'm not re-recording it. um, I've been working on my Wicked wearable for the summer. Um, I'm working on the second panel because I think I am going to turn it into some sort of shirt. I think that's what I've landed on. I think I'm going to finish the back panel and then figure out what I need to do to make it more like a nice top, I guess. I could make flowy sleeves. I could make short flowy sleeves. I don't know. We will find out what's going to happen, I guess, on this journey since I did not plan this out. And good luck us. But I'm having a blast. I'm really enjoying doing all of this. And it's been good. I crocheted a lot yesterday. So I started the back panel yesterday. And when I say started, I mean I designed it and then I started it. So I took like probably an hour trying to figure out what I wanted to do for the back panel. And then I created a graph on Stitch Fiddle. And I think I like what I came up with. I want to see it actually done, so that might change how I feel. But I think I made a good choice. My only worry, and I didn't realize that this was going to be a problem. I should have though, with how much black yarn I used on the sweater. But I think I'm gonna run out of black yarn, which means I'm gonna have to make a trip to a store. And I really don't want to go to the store today. So if I run out of black yarn before I finish this panel, I might be stuck on my progress for a little bit until like tomorrow, probably, because I'm not going to the store today. At least that's not on my plans. And I am worried because I do not have another Simply Soft. No, Silky Soft. Not Simply Soft. That's a different yarn. Silky Soft. I don't have another Silky Soft in the black color, which I don't even remember what it's called for the black. Maybe it's just black. I know that the green is Margarita. The white is Snow, so the black has to be something unique, right? Um, what's the pink? Oh, it's Pink Pearl. I have started using the pink, like the Glinda pink, the one that I showed in the first video, where I was like, this is Glinda's pink. It's a lot lighter than the other one, but I like it, you know? Because I already used her blush color. Sorry if you heard my drawer. Can I open this? Okay, there we go. And you heard my tin, probably. Still. There we go. So I already used the blush color. So now I'm currently in the process of using the pink color. They are very different. I know that the lighting here doesn't make it look that way, but I'm also not trying to turn my overhead light on right now because I like the overcast look and I like I don't know, I like the cozy chill days, you know? It's been hot here. It's disgusting. Our high today is 82, so that's fun. But it's 70 something right now. I'm not going outside though. That's funny. Very funny. No, I was never planning on going outside. But I have been working on this. I definitely have enough white. I remembered that I have enough green because I had previously purchased some Silky Soft like years ago. Maybe a year. No, I think it was years ago. I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. That I bought some Silky Soft. I think I got blue and green, and I'm not sure what I was planning on doing with them. I do not remember my intent when I bought them, but I do remember getting them and being like, these are super tiny, and then putting them away because I was like, I don't know what I'm using them for. So, also, if it sounds like I have like a vocal fry, I literally just woke up. So, this is literally how my voice sounds when I wake up. So, I'm sorry that I sound a little fried. I'm not doing it on purpose. That's not my goal. But I don't think I bought any black way back when. I wish I had. I think I only got the green and the blue, which like yay me, but also boo Karen. Failure. But now I have blue, so I can probably come up with some pretty cute ideas to do. I have so many ideas, and then I start them and I'm like, is that what I want to do? It's fine. Don't worry about me. I'll figure my life out. Anyway, I'm about to sit down here and just crochet. So I will probably have some recordings of that. I got through 30 rows yesterday. That was, oh my gosh, all this just to say I created my grid yesterday and got through 30 rows of crochet yesterday on the back panel. So if I'm trying to duplicate what I did with the first panel, I need to crochet another 50 to get to 80. And once I reach that, where I'm at 81, you know, I will start doing my decreases for the sleeves. And then I was thinking about not doing quite so many decreases for the collar in the back just to see if it would work, but I'm unsure if I made the collar in the front wide enough to do that because I want it to be able to fit over my head still. And I know that this yarn has like little give. Like it's a little stretchy, but I'm planning on crocheting around the entire collar, so I think that'll stop it from being as stretchy. I don't know how wide I need the collar to be to go around my head. Probably not that wide. I don't know. This is all a learning game. I mean, worst case scenario, I test it out and it's too tight, I guess, and then I just have to undo it. Which I could do. That's fine. But yeah, I will definitely be doing the same process that I did on the front for the back shoulders. I think it'll be okay. I think I'm going to decrease less in the back. Not like decrease, but you know what I mean. Like I think I'm going to wait at least five rows. Maybe? No, I think 5. Maybe 10. It depends on how it's looking at the point in time, I guess. But I think I'm going to well, that will change how I do it though. Sorry, I'm like literally thinking this through right now on camera. Um because when I did the shoulders, okay, so when I did the shoulders on the front panel, I stopped at 80. and my yarn was already ready for me to go across for 81, but I only went 45 stitches. When I did my decreases for the shoulders, I kept 10 stitches in the middle, and then I went across and did a slip stitch and then chain two and then went into the previous stitch that I was in, not where the slip stitch was. And then I just crocheted back across after marking that stitch that I just did. And then I slip stitched into the end, chain two, put my stitch marker on there, and then crocheted into the next stitch that, like the last stitch that I had just made for reals, not the slip stitch. And I did that across for like 20 rows. So I was decreasing on each end in each row just once though, not twice in each row. It was just once, one decrease in each row. And it led me to having, I think, 25 stitches at the top of the shoulder when I finished. When I started with 45, which I think is right. If I'm decreasing one stitch at the end of each row, I should be losing 20 stitches, right? I went from 45 to 25. Yes, I think that's correct. I don't actually know. I would have to go back and count the remaining stitches again, and I'm okay right now. I don't need to do that. It's not important currently because I'm nowhere near there. This is how far I am right now. It's folded in half, but you can see progress. My idea for the back was just going in rounds, and I thought about doing it like literal rounds, but then I was like, how can I be so sure that it'll be the same size, you know? So I just am doing it flat across, and it is a lot of color changes. If you didn't see my mess of yarn, it's a lot of color changes. So it's a whole thing. I'm having fun with this. I'm gonna keep doing this. I wish I could watch Outlander right now, but I do not have the Stars subscription right now. So I'm just going to probably finish some YouTube videos and then watch The Way Home. Because I think I have a whole nother season after this. I think I'm on season 2, and I think there's season 3 still to watch. I wonder if they're still coming out with it. Maybe I should look that up. I'll look that up at some point. But we'll see how far I get on this. I'll take some progress videos, just like I did yesterday. So I have some of those because I did start this before I started recording this video. Yay me! Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to having a nice, chill, lazy day. I probably need to get on my app though and order my black Silky Soft because I know I'm going to need more. At least I think I will. I don't think that this is enough black yarn for the rest of this project. I mean, maybe, but odds are probably not. But who knows? These little balls can be very deceiving. They can last a lot longer than you think, which is kind of crazy to think about. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna keep doing this. I think I'm on the last row before I have to switch colors again, before I have to bring the pink back in. Anyway, I think my least favorite part of working with this yarn on a flat panel is doing the starting chain. Because if you do it too loose, then it's really hard to see where you need to work into. But then if it's too tight, there's not really a lot of give, not really a lot of um, forgiveness, I guess, no leeway in where you can put your stitches and stuff. So there's some, you win some, you lose some. You know, I will do a full review of this yarn at another time. I probably am going to just do some yarn review videos too, like a yarn review series. I think that would be really good because I tend to just work with yarn, and whether I hate it or like it, I will finish whatever I'm doing with it, usually. I don't think there's been a yarn that I've literally quit on. I don't think there has been. So that's definitely something that I feel like I could succeed at, is reviewing some yarn. Um, yeah, I don't know. I have been rambling for a while, probably because you know, I want to start crocheting, I do, but at the same time, hawking is easier. So that's where I am right now. But I don't know. I am excited to do this. I am. Also, my poor ghost face hook. I keep hitting him on everything. I think he's getting little chips in his color, and it makes me very sad. But at the same time, he still works just fine. I do not need to replace him. The only time I would need to replace him is if the hook head broke. And I really hope it doesn't, so I'm gonna knock on wood real quick. That might sound like someone was at my door, but they're not. My poor little baby ghosty. I remember his first injury. That one right there at the top. I literally dropped him on someone's kitchen floor and he just went and it chipped right off. And I was like, what? I've dropped you so many times and this is when you decide to chip? I was so mad. But I think he stands the test of time. He's very cute. Maybe I should get the black one at some point. I just don't know what size I would get it in. I mean, I think I did a pretty good job at picking what size this one was because I just chose 4.5. I didn't actually realize that 4.5 was going to be the hook I used for everything. So power to me. I made the right call. Maybe I should get one in a smaller size so I can start using like embroidery thread and I can do like little cute bookmarks and stuff. I saw this post where someone crocheted like little cute bunny bookmarks. I wouldn't want to do bunnies, but like animal bookmarks or like just like different themed bookmarks I think would be pretty fun. But they would have to be so thin, skinny, thin, whatever. So I'd probably need to use like embroidery thread or floss or less weight, you know. I don't think Silky Soft would cut it though. It makes it kind of it's like a thin fabric, but it's also like definitely too thick to be a bookmark. So definitely less than that, which I think it's a weight 3 anyway. Yeah, weight 3, and I'm using a 4.5 hook. I'm not really listening to what they say. I think they said 4. Yeah, 4mm hook. Yeah, sure. I use whatever I want to use. Like I said, my tension is very tight, so I think my stitches look very nice. I don't think I have anything wrong with them. I'm actually really happy with how this is turning out. I was a little worried that it was going to like really rough on the like lines where, because it's going there, it's like rings basically, but in square shapes. So I was worried that the lines going up would look very jagged and not good and not in a row, but no, they look great. And if I end up looking at it later and think that it doesn't look great, I can just do a slip stitch border around it and it'll make it pop really, really well. And it'll look even better, which maybe I should do that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's where I am right now. Um, I'll probably be recording the end of this video at another time, maybe in some different clothes. We will chat another time. So, bye. What is up? I love how I just said what is up and then I breathed into the mic. Very fun. Okay, hi friends. So, this is the update to that video. I have since finished the back panel. It was easy. There were a lot of color changes. I did end up running out of the black, but I planned ahead for that and I ordered it to pick up the next day. So I went and got that. I also ordered it with some other yarn that I decided to get as well because my cat has this little cat toy that he's been obsessed with since he was a baby. And it's dying, and they don't sell it anymore. And it seems like it's a really easy thing to make. It was cheaply made, so it didn't last the test of time. But I got some cotton yarn that matches the colors of it so that I could go ahead and make him a new one, basically. So I love how he visits me every time I'm talking to the camera. He just wants to be on the screen. But yeah, so hi. Hi. What you doing? I hope the mic picked that up. I don't know if it did. But anyway, I I will post a video of that mouse as well because I'm gonna remake it so that I can do a tutorial for how I made it. So that if anyone wants to make their own little crocheted mouse for their cat, they can. But I took a little break from crocheting my wicked wearable for that. Wearable? Woohoo, words are easy. Yay. But yeah, so I finished the back panel and I have progress videos. I also have like a lot of just me crocheting. I think that maybe I'm not going to include those this time. Or if I do, I'll put it like as like a little video on the screen so that you can see it while I'm talking, but not have it extend how long the video is because I didn't realize that my intro video was like 30 minutes long, basically recorded. So I'm trying to be aware of y'all's time and not take up that much of it with just filler me crocheting stuff unless you guys really like that, but you would have to tell me that, and I don't think I have a big enough audience yet to really tell me that they like watching me just crochet with sound in the background. So I'm not gonna do that to you. I'll just have it play while I'm talking, basically, in the side of the screen, which I guess at this point you'll have already seen me do that because this is the end of that video. But yeah, so that's where we are. I finished that panel and it's perfect. It folds like it's supposed to, it does everything it's supposed to. And then I put the two, like I did stitch markers to put them together to see if it fit over my shoulders and over my head, because that was my biggest worry, I think, in my intro video, was whether it would fit over my head like it was supposed to, and it did. So that worked out for us. Look at my baby. Look at him. He's so cute. I love him. I love that he's become more of a lap cat lately. Because he was not like this before. Where are you going? Hey. He keeps trying to rip holes in my sweatpants. Anyway, those are my updates. I've basically already got more stuff recorded for the next video too, so look for that as well next week. Because it seems like I'm posting on Thursdays each week, so yay. If I decide to post more, we'll see. I am going to probably record that tutorial on how to make this mouse toy because it was super easy, super quick, and I do think that it'll last a lot longer than your typical toys that you could get at the pet store. But I'll tell you more about that when I record that video so that you can get the full background on how that toy came into my life. So yeah, this is this video. And I appreciate you guys being here and being around for it. My cat is climbing on my desk, so oh no, maybe not. Yes, he's definitely getting on my desk. But anyway, thank you for being here for the ride and for crocheting with me or just being interested in how I make this wicked wearable. I appreciate it. And yeah, so okay, thanks. Bye.